पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. The great epic Bhagavad Gita is an incredible treasure for many Hindus for spiritual guidance. This epic primarily explains how the human to lead life in this universe. Also explains about methods and practices to control infinite desires, manage anger generated by unfulfilled desires, and also how to attain liberation from the life cycle. So confusion in human mind leads to a question: does the fate lead the human life path, or does karma determine the human life path? So this is the subject of this discourse given by Bhagavad. सभी परमेश्वर भक्तों को आदरपूर्वक नमस्कार. I will start this discourse with Shlok 47 from chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. Lord Krishna says to Arjuna that an individual has the right to perform his duties and responsibilities. Collectively, we can call them as deeds. This particular shlok is explaining a very important point. What Lord Krishna says to Arjuna: while having the right to perform, an individual has no right to aim for a particular result. And also it says an individual cannot be the reason for the result of any action or deed. It means an individual need not be the reason, means karan, for any result emerging from his own duties, own actions. Means individual can decide to perform a particular action, but he or she cannot ensure a particular result as desired from those actions, which is primarily contrary to our style of living or our concept of living. After listening to this meaning, an individual should not stop performing his or her actions or duties by understanding that I am neither the doer nor the reason. न करता हूं ना मैं कारण हूं for any actions. As we all know that our actions are determined by our social responsibilities or social status, familial responsibilities and occupational roles. It means an individual should perform his acts or deeds, or without expecting any particular results from his deeds. It means, or in other words, he should not treat himself as the reason for his results, which is absolutely contrary to our lifestyle, or plan anything without having an aim for result. We will always aim for something and then plan our actions. But what this particular shlok says, don't aim for results, but do your deeds. Because this shlok is almost seems like giving a conclusive meaning that an individual's life path is determined by destiny, bhagya. This shlok of chapter 2 raises a scope for doubt in all our minds. What is the doubt? So, if destiny is the reason for result, then deed means karma or individual, the doer, are not the reasons for result. They have no role to play in humans' life path. So, let us start from here to understand how the path for human life is laid in this universe. This is the most common question in human mind. Even during some of my chat sessions with few friends, some have said that human life simply follows a predetermined destiny. Whereas some people have said that the destiny of any human is the result of deeds performed by that particular individual. So, what we have to understand from this particular explanation or narration I had given so far, this is a very complex subject and probably difficult to conclude in a particular way. The shloka read in the beginning says that do your deeds without having or showing any interest in results. What happens usually in our lives? Anything we experience as a sudden or unexpected result, we try to attribute it to the destiny. Whereas anything we experience in a planned way, in a planned manner, in a scheduled manner, we attribute it as a result of our deeds. We should understand that. I give an example to explain the situations. These two situations where you can find both deed and destiny as acceptable reasons for result. A very close known family had experienced a very sad incident. Very decent, nice, with a very traditional and devotional style of living. Well known and respected in the society where they are living. Their two kids, a girl and a boy, are well educated, well settled with their own families, with their own kids, living very happily. One day, this family got a news that their daughter was molested and brutally abused, or very heinous manner, by a known person in her own house. How sad. In the process, she was killed also. To prove that we sometimes accept destiny also as a reason. When I met this family immediately after that incident, the first voice I heard from them was, what sin did we perform in our life to face this kind of a situation? Or is it the destiny chosen by God for us? At that particular moment, a common thought even crossed my mind, knowing their devotional and traditional nature of life. If not destiny, what else could be the reason attributable for their situation? They have contributed a lot to the development of Sanatan Dharma. What else you can talk about it, if not destiny? So, sometimes under certain circumstances, we have to accept destiny may be the reason, because you don't know beyond that. Now, coming to another example to say, deed is the reason. An employee is working so hard in his office with a keen desire to get an early promotion in his job profile. We all might have gone through this phase of life. We all can understand this example quite well. If he succeeds in his life, he will attribute it to his hard work as the reason for his early promotion. He is not usually in a mood to accept that destiny is the reason for your promotion. He will believe that he is the reason, means that individual is the reason for that promotion. In that case, why the shloka was contrary to what we are living? To understand these two situations better, we have to understand some other verses of Bhagavad Gita. What Lord Krishna was telling Arjuna. Those verses or shlokas may explain the concept that how the universe behaves with its own inductive and deductive logics of law. We will explain about this when we move forward into the depths of manifestation process of universe. By understanding these logic of laws, we can understand how the results of actions by human are determined by the superlative prowess of this cosmic or celestial forces. So everything is not dependent on your action. Everything is not dependent on you as an individual or a doer. It is a combination of several things which realize into a particular result. This kind of an explanation often gives rise to a question in the minds of people. The question is, if so, if destiny is everything, why any human should give significance to righteousness in regular life? Very valid question. What is the necessity for any human to align his actions with higher moral and spiritual guidelines? Human faith also commonly relies on destiny as a path to lead the human life. Why not this question come into the minds of people? It's common. This kind of faith forces us to believe that any effort to change the predetermined path is a futile effort. You always believe that we are bound to a destined course or path. To get out of this kind of faith, it's very important that we all understand the philosophy of destiny and deed. Without that, you cannot understand how this universe is behaving within itself and how that is impacting the human path. So it is important for any human to recognize that destiny and deed are two different philosophies which possess their element of truth. It is therefore very essential for every human to understand the delicate truth between destiny and deed. I will initially try to pick up few relevant shlokas from Bhagavad Gita and try to connect the evidential concurrent support between these two philosophies. This issue will now be explained in few episodes with relevant title for each episode. Being a complex issue or subject, I would like to deal this subject based on information available from various sources. It is based on a particular philosophy which is very popular in Hindu tradition, that is Sankhya philosophy. So my explanation from now onward, it would be primarily based on Sankhya philosophy. So I will go in a itemized manner to explain the two philosophies. All time existence of nature and origin of universe. That means this universe or Mother Nature is existing all the time. So I will try to explain or give a brief on that. Now second, which is listed here on the screen, quality of elements of Prakriti during manifestation process. So I will try to explain a few qualities of Prakriti in unmanifested and manifestation status. Number 3, 24 elements or tattvas or evolutes of nature. When we talk about these 24 elements, I will further like to divide them into few parts as first evolute of Prakriti, the nature, that is Buddhi, individual intelligence during the manifestation process. And second evolute of Prakriti, the nature, is ego, ahankar. The other 21 evolutes of ego, I will again explain in detail what are those 21 evolutes of ahankar. Prominent evolute, mind, I will try to explain on this topic in detail. Then connection within 24 elements and with the soul, and connection with time, how the universe is connected to time. Now I come to the item 4, that is deed or destiny, which is the core subject of our discourse. Under this, I would like to briefly explain about inductive and deductive logic for deed and destiny. How that logic flows, I will explain. And within that particular item 4, intricacies of deed and destiny. What are those intricacies which we are talking about? And number 3, in that again, deed and destiny, example 1, example 2 and example 3 with a video I will try to give. And finally, D, every result is not just because of your effort and efficiency. An excerpt from Kurukshetra war scene, I will try to explain these. Hari Om.